Hi there, this is K4A, Knowledge for All educational videos channel. We are continuing with Scratch tutorials. We are continuing with learning Scratch blocks, and in this video today we are going to learn how and when to use Scratch block which is named Touching Color. Okay, so let's go to Scratch to see that in practice. We are continuing where we left off, and today we are going to explain one of the sensing blocks, second from above, the one which says touching color. I am currently in cat character, so a cat character is selected. If you want to follow this tutorial and make features to this game as I am, if not, you're free to do it your way, but for you who follow along, I'm in cat character and I'm now drag and dropping this touching color. This touching color is one of the sensing blocks, as we already said. It's light blue, second from above. It looks like touching sensing block which we have explained earlier, same shape and same group of blocks, but it does something different. This one is also a Boolean block, sensing block. Boolean means it will give us true or false answer, nothing else. So if cat character is touching the color, this color, I don't know what is it, indigo, the answer will be true, and if it's not, the answer will be false. And in our case, cat is not touching it, anything which has this color. So if I click on this block here, the answer should be false. Yeah, it's false. Okay, so what kind of color is this, and can I change it? Yes, of course, you can click on it to select color, saturation and brightness, and then pick some color you like more, tweak it here to be more bright or less bright, more dark, and so on. This cat and this block, they're maybe not best suitable. This is maybe not the best idea. Yeah, I have some other idea. Okay, and we will learn something else in meantime while doing this. Okay, so what I want to do now, I want to make some kind of acid pond on our stage, so when the cat, for example, goes over it, if cat touches that acid, it will say, ouch, this is acid, run, or something like that. And I will put it on this stage, but before doing it, I will first hide this star tree. So click on this, hide, and detach this, and detach this. I am not going to delete stars, just detaching their features so they are not on our way when we are doing this acid damage. And I'm going to hide all of them. Yep, easy like that. So we are going to learn one new thing here. Okay, so if I need something custom for my game, like some custom graphics or so on, one way is to make it in some other software or scan some picture photography, photo of it or something like that, but we are not going to do that now. And the other way is to make it in the Scratch editor, in terms of Scratch sprite editor, to be more precise, or to choose it from this library like we did before. Maybe I have something like that already here. Let's see. No, I don't like any sprites for this purpose. Okay, so how am I going to make acid damage pond sprite? First of all, I need a new sprite. All of my sprites are in this right window here: cat, dancing kid, star, buttons, and so on. And if I want to make new one, I would excuse me, my fault. I would hover this, choose a sprite, then go up and click on paint. As you can see, we have already made some new sprite here. It's named sprite 1, and it's blank, it's empty, there is nothing in it. So first of all, I'm going to rename it, and I'm going to call it acid pond, maybe, I don't know. Maybe acid damage pond, something like that. Okay, so that's for the start, and now we have to paint our acid pond, which will make damage to our cat when the cat touches it. Pick second from above icon, the one which says brush, then click on this fill to pick the color. I'm going to pick the green one, then click on empty space, then click and draw on your stage. Okay, this looks ugly, but it will do the job, it will do the work. But I want this acid pond to be filled with color, so how to do it? The fastest way is to click on this fill icon, then click on empty space, and that's it. One thing which I see in my stage, the good feedback is that the good thing that we have the feedback on our stage, so we can immediately see how this green acid pond looks. For our game, it's too big, at least my opinion. So I'm going to resize it to scale it down. How to do it? Go on the first icon which says select, click on the pond, and you can drag and drop it to the left or right to position it in your painting space. And if you see those little dots on your around your drawing, the one in the top left or the top right corner, you can drag and click on them and drag them to resize this image. This is still too big for my game, and I'm going to resize it a little bit more. Yeah, this now is better. Maybe you can also edit it to resize it and change the shape of it and so on. Okay, or rotate it. Okay, this looks better, and I'm going to click on the code now to get out of this image editing mode that was in costumes tab, but when you click on the code tab, it will switch to code. Then I will drag and drop it on our stage in terms of positioning it better to our cat. And that's it for now. That looks good. So what I want to code here is this. I'm going to say it again just for us to see it better. If cat touches the acid, then cat will say ouch, blah blah blah. Okay. This is what I want to code. If the cat touches the acid, then the cat will say ouch and so on. Okay, so I have purposely used again those words which I have explained earlier, if, then, and so on, so you could immediately know what do we need from blocks. So if, then, if the cat touches the acid, or vice versa, if the acid touches the cat, then the cat will say ouch, and so on. Okay, so I'm currently in cat character, and I'm going to drag and drop if, then. Why? Because that's the problem which we have now, and that's our solution to it. If something happens, in our case, if cat touches the acid, then something will follow as reaction, and in our case that is the cat will say ouch and so on. Okay, so if the cat touches the acid, I now need touches the acid. I now have to find that block, and as we said, that one is the second from above in sensing blocks, which the one which says touching color. Okay, I already have it here, so I will just drag and drop it into this hexagonal shape, and now I have something more complex now. I will read it aloud. If the cat is touching the color green, then what? Let's see what our cat says. What is our problem? Then the cat will say ouch and so on. Okay, then the cat will say, and the say block is where? It's in our looks. Okay, say, cool. So if the cat is touching the color, then the cat will say, where can we put this say hello? We want to put it inside this if block. Why? Because only when it's inside it will follow this question if. So if something happens, then do whatever is inside of me, and inside is say. We don't want say hello, we want the cat to say ouch, this is acid, run. Okay, that looks like a solution to our problem. Cool, but is it really, did we really solve our problem? I don't think so, not yet. Why? Well, if you remember our previous lessons, I will detach now this say and stop the game. If I connect this touching color and if block onto the green flag clicked, what will happen if I start the game? Nothing. Why? Is Scratch working? Is Scratch reading this code, this program which we have made? What do you think? Yes, of course, Scratch is reading it as always. Scratch is doing his part of the job, but the problem is on our side. Scratch is doing only what we have told him to do. So we have told him to do what? When green flag clicked, ask and see if cat is touching the color, then say something like blah blah blah. Okay, but for how long this Scratch is reading this? Do you remember? Scratch is reading it only for a second or a split of second because he's really fast. He's doing this. I am reading this block, I'm reading this block, and that's it. I'm going down and down. There isn't anything, so that's cool with me. I don't need, if you don't need anything more, I'm okay with it. So we are not cool with it. We need something more, and we need Scratch to ask this question for how long? Forever. So drag and drop forever block from control blocks, third from above, and drag and drop this question if into it. So Scratch will do now what? Scratch will ask himself and check the stage forever and ever. He will check if the cat is touching the color, and he will check it 24/7. Let's see if it works. I think we have made another error, but it's simple to solve, and we will solve it easy. So if I touch this acid, nothing happens. So where is the error? We have done everything in a way which I said it will work, but it's still not working. Why? Well, as you can see, this yellow border around the code means the Scratch is reading it. So if it's yellow and stays yellow, that means Scratch is reading it and reading it and reading it forever. That's cool. That's what we need, but we have some problem. Cat is touching this acid, but nothing happens. Why? If you look really closely, this green color here is not the same as the green color on our stage. It's very subtle difference, but it is different, and I haven't done that on purpose here in this tutorial, but it's very good that this error happens, so we can see that that's a real world scenario that happens in real world coding and programming in Scratch, and we will learn how to solve that one too. The easiest and the fastest way is to just click on this color in touching color block, and then down below at the end you have some kind of color picker which you can click on, and then whatever you choose on the stage or on your screen, you can select color from it. And I want to select what? Do I want to select this color or this color black or this color orange? No, I want this green. I will click it, and now the color will change. Yeah, simple as that. So I'm zooming out a little bit. Now let's start the game. And it's working. You can see that the moment I have touched it, this cat says, ouch, this is acid, run. But I see another two problems. The first one is that this acid should be behind the cat, not in front of it. This way it looks like some kind of, I don't know, bush or some kind of obstacle. And we want that green shape to be some acid pond, so behind the cat. That's the first error. And the second error is that when the cat doesn't touch this color anymore, we have this say bubble still going on our stage. So even if the cat is not touching the acid, this is still on. I will stop this here now. This turns it off. Cool. but when I start it again and touch it, cool, this is acid. Okay, run. Okay, I want to go back, I go back to left, but this still stays on. So this is the problem which we are going to solve in one of the next videos, and we are going to do it probably in a couple of ways. I have already some ideas on my mind, and we are going to try to solve this problem with the shape to put it back behind the cat. Other than that, you can see that this touching color is very sensing touching color block is very cool to use. It's fast to use. You can pick the color whatever you want the color from this color picker and pick it from the stage or from these sliders, color and saturation and brightness, and define it yourself. And you can use it in lots of ways. The most common way is the one which we have shown here, and that's when you make some custom graphics for your game. That means when you make some kind of art or graphics or sprites for your game on your own, you draw them yourself, then you're probably going to use this touching color or something like that. I have seen people use this touching color when they make for example walls for their games, for their maze games and so on. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. I hope this was very simple to understand, and we are going to continue learning Scratch. I hope you do it on your own in your free time. And that's it for this video, and bye for now.